At least this way we are meeting one to one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody is waiting for events to begin.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
going out, a little bit. Some of the small, like dinners or maybe lunches, one to people. I done quite a few dinners. I mean, with the family and other friends as well. And DTCM and the Dubai municipality, they are taking good care of things. So it's gradually opening up.
Right.
Yeah.
I think by end of August should be pretty straightforward. They should be doing something. And
That's
here,
Anurag, I've sent it on the chat. Okay, Manoj is posting everywhere. Okay.
Okay.
Yes sir, Sundar sir.
How are you? सब ठीक है ना सर?
All good sir. आपको
आपका इसमें एक्सेल आ रहा है सर?
मैंने कैमरा चालू नहीं किया हुआ है, शक्ल में।
I see. Good. All well, no? Hi, Abraham. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah. Hi. What happened, sir? Where are you today?
Sir,
Wearing
on
mask.
the way, going home.
Okay.
घर जा रहा हूँ.
Okay.
Mr. Mahalingam has also joined, but
Yeah,
I think he moves.
क्या बात है?
He is in LinkedIn everywhere, so why he has to join?
सही है सर, सही है. अरे मनोज जी दिखाई दिए मेरे को. क्या ऑफिस में बैठे हुए लग रहा है आज?
कौन मनोज जी यार, क्लेरिफाई कर दो यार.
बहुत सारे
आप
मनोज हैं
दिख रहे थे, आपने बोला. आप ही दिखे सर.
हाँ, ऑफिस में एटलीस्ट हम लोग भी ना 25-30% कैपेसिटी पे स्टार्ट कर दिया अभी ऑफिस.
वेरी गुड.
एंड आई प्रेफर वर्किंग फ्रॉम ऑफिस. बहुत टाइम काम किया है घर से.
मिस करते हैं, सही बात है. चलो सर, मैं 5 मिनट में घर पहुंचने वाला हूँ, फिर लैपटॉप से ज्वाइन करता हूँ.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
आपकी मर्जी सर, हम कैसे बोल सकते हैं? 110 जन ज्वाइन कर लिया है.
सर आपने सर इवेंट किया है, आपका तो ऑर्डर है, हमको तो ज्वाइन करना ही पड़ेगा. बस 5 मिनट में घर घुसने वाला हूँ, ऑन द वे.
आई लाइक जैसे जे ने ना परमिशन लिया अनिस भाई से.
ऐसा लगता है जैसे कि मैं कंट्रोल करके बैठा हूँ.
सर बनता है सर, आप सीएम साहब हैं. आपका तो बनता है, आप बोल सकते हो.
You can count. He will not join less than 10 minutes. So there is no law.
Manoj Agarwal sir, how are you?
Good sir. जय, आप कहाँ बैठे हुए यार? आपकी शक्ल कम दिख रही है, आप बैकग्राउंड ज्यादा दिख रहा है.
He also have Gautam bhai, have you joined?
आता हूँ.
Yes, Rekha ji, you are saying something.
हाँ, मैं बोला मनोज अग्रवाल जी की सूरत नहीं नजर आ रही है यार यहाँ पे. कि मुझे नहीं दिख रहा है.
आज पर्दे के पीछे है वो.
अच्छा, सही है.
Today I am on work from home, so I am on the couch.
Okay.
Gautam, can you speak something so that you can come on the front screen?
A very good evening. So I just am on the screen now.
Yeah, now you are on the front screen. So
absolute pleasure to see all of you on at least virtually, if not in person, at least virtually.
Thank you.
Here it remains under
Same here.
lockdown here in Mumbai.
But I think you anticipated earlier also, so you moved from Dubai to India much earlier.
Yes, it's called strategic thinking and planning.
Good evening, everybody.
So,
Hi,
Anurag,
sir. Good evening, sir. How
if
are
you
you?
can start, it's 5 minutes past 6.
So I'll just wait for 1 more minute so some more people to join, and then we can start. Just 2 minutes more, so that people can begin.
Some people will join on YouTube also. We have circulated that as well.
Okay.
Tukaram Sahab, good evening.
Chairman Sahab, we already have more than 25 on the YouTube.
25 people already there?
Yeah, on the YouTube.
So we can we put on
So
mute?
we have 150 plus people now, so we can start.
Yeah, we can put on mute everybody.
Yeah, day has just finished, no? So people must be joining now.
Yeah.
All the co-hosts, please unmute yourself as and when required.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Ramesh Mahalingam Saab, good evening. How are you?
Now he cannot talk.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. I'm sure you all have a wonderful week so far as the Dubai opens up and we all started working on the, either partial capacity or the full capacity. So I'm sure that, the businesses are starting to swing now and you all are trying to find out the amicable ways to, put together your strategies in the right front. Today's session is very special and personally very, very close to me because I personally, find this particular tool, LinkedIn, is very effective mode of the company. And it's a need of now. So first of all, I would like to say thanks to our chairman to think about this, idea to share with the members that what this platform can help them to, grow the entire business and help them to stand out from the crowd as a professional. Secondly, I would like to place thanks to Gautam Gaglani ji, who arranged and who really facilitated this entire event from right selection. And finally, I would like to place a thanks to Mr. Vitek Ladislav for accepting our invite to be on the program today and share his expertise and knowledge with our members. See, LinkedIn, what I say that over last 8 years, I do a lot of things on LinkedIn, especially. And personally, I believe that in today's world where people have very limited time to interact, I mean, we are in office or we are in other places. We have very limited time, and people find this particular platform to find your profile, your organization profile, and the moment you drop a message or you try to broadcast any sort of message, people can relate who you are. Uh, Important thing is that when we go for a business meeting or when we go for certain things, important thing one should know about your background, because on your face it's not written who you are and what kind of experience you have. But at least on a LinkedIn profile, if somebody I drop a message, somebody can just simply browse through, okay, who am I mean, in a very snapshot they can get to know what this person is all about, what kind of personality he has, or what kind of company profile this particular organization has, who's about to come, what kind of things are there. So effectively you showcase what you are. In today's, some of our professionals within our fraternity have very strong prominence and presence within the LinkedIn itself, and that give them a right platform to broadcast the message which they wanted to circulate to people. So I believe this tool is of a great importance for all our professional friends and fraternity at large. And I wish everybody a great learning from Mr. Vitak, who's going to share more details about it. Without a further ado, I would like to ask our chairman, C. Anish Mehta, to give his chairman's address so that we can begin the event with a formal introduction of Mr. Vitak's Ladislav by our Vice Chairman, C. Sundar Nurani. So over to you, Chairman, C. Anish Mehta.
Thank you, Anurag. I'll not take much time, just a few sentences. You have already thanked Gautam, but behind Gautam, there was one more person. One of our past chairman, Nimish, has attended this session and he recommended. And since then, we started dealing with the Gautam. So thanks to Nimish Makwana also. And even Hari Kishan has also attended one of his session earlier. So he also recommended that. So thank you for that. First, we will like to pay our tribute to our dear member who has lost his life 3 days back in a road accident on Sheikh Zayed Road. So may God bless and rest his soul in peace, Mr. Abe Ibrahim. So it's very unfortunate. He was very young, but he has to lose his life. So I hope the family get enough strength to bear this loss. So please keep him and his soul in the prayers. Thank you. Before I start about this event, let us take some poll. I have just devised one poll. So let us see how many of us use the LinkedIn. So I'll just launch this poll and everyone can answer that. So I'm not surprised with the answer number one. I use LinkedIn. I'm more surprised with I'm not aware of the LinkedIn, which we have around 1%. So I'll just end this and we'll share the result. So obviously, but still 11% people don't use LinkedIn. So I think it will be an important session for them to know about the LinkedIn so that they can use it. Let us also, where is it? Let us have another poll. Let's see how many. How many of you are connected with the ICA Dubai's LinkedIn? Are you getting this poll? Oh, yeah. Still 40 people have to respond. Fine, let me close this poll and share the result. But this is, I must say, quite shocking results. See, if you can see the results, 65% are not connected with the ICA Dubai LinkedIn. So I think it's a failure of the committee to reach out to people to join the LinkedIn. So I think together we should work and we should add more people on our LinkedIn. We already have somewhere 3,000 connects, but we should definitely work more to have more people connected to that, because we also post all our news and major events there. And just for the second question, we are on all the 4 social medias, not in 2, not on 3, but we are on all the 4 social medias. So please join I Save Dubai, all the social media platforms. With this, this event of today, you are able to hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. With this, the event of today was basically conceptualized or discussed only because nowadays, what is the most important thing? The most important thing probably is the selling brand you. So it's basically once you are able to sell yourself, then probably you can sell your company as well as the product of the company. So in short, the LinkedIn and the other social media LinkedIn and other social media platforms help you to grow your brand reputation, because social media is so important nowadays. Because it allows you to reach, nurture, and engage with your target audience. Nowadays, definitely location doesn't matter. You can sit in Dubai, but you can sell yourself in any part of the world. So that's why to have awareness of the social media platforms and which one is good for selling yourself so that you can sell your skill set, you can sell your product, is so important. So with this note, I would like I would like our vice chairman to introduce the speaker of the day, who is definitely going to take us through a journey which probably we will not forget and will use to our benefit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Chairman, for a nice video. I would like to ask our Vice Chairman, Sri Sundar Nurani, to please give the formal introduction.
Yeah, good evening to all. In fact, to answer Chairman's questions, I do use LinkedIn extensively. The only problem I have is, there is a capacity for connection. Like, for example, I have around 30,000 plus connections. So waiting people who want to connect me is, goes to more than a couple of thousands. Yes, I mean, it's a useful platform, but you should know what to post, how to post, what to write, and what message you need to convey. And in fact, when I went through some of the postings of Vitek, I could get more input. So after his speech, I believe that all of us will have more insight as to how to approach this platform for the betterment of everyone. So thanks, Chairman sir and Anurag, formally introducing Vitek. Ladislav. He is a founder of Square Motion, a Dubai-based video marketing agency. He is originally from Prague, Czech Republic, and he previously worked as a TV producer and a TV anchor. For the last 8 years, he has been living and working in Dubai. He is a certified LinkedIn coach, video marketing expert, and trainer, and helps business owners and entrepreneurs use LinkedIn in videos for business growth. I have only one question. It is not a poll. Can anyone tell me what is the brand this one of our speaker today? Some of this, probably you would have seen his profile or you would have seen his LinkedIn profile. Two things, if you can note, he is branding this. So one is his specs, what he's wearing, it is unique. The other one is the t-shirt what he's wearing. So you can see the same photo, the orange color, probably he liked that color. So these are small things which will enable us to market ourselves in a better manner. Without much delay, I would like to welcome Mr. Wojtek Ladislav, and over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for very kind words. Thank you very much to all of you. And I'm really happy to be here with you today. And I hope we will have really interesting about 40 minutes where we'll be talking about LinkedIn. And yeah, I was really happy to hear, especially Anurag, when he mentioned that, how important the LinkedIn is. And I hope after this session, you will feel even more that urge to be on a LinkedIn in a proper way. So again, thank you very much. I would like to talk about how to actually use LinkedIn for our business. Before we go into that, yeah, my name is Wojtek Ladislav. As you already heard, I'm from Prague, from Czech Republic. And if you would like to, please go to belinkedInsmart.com. That's our page. There's quite a bit of information about us, but that's really about me. I'm not going to talk about myself. Today, it's all about LinkedIn, and that's very important. So why is LinkedIn actually important? If we look at the statistics, we can see that at this moment, we have almost 700 million users, registered users in over 200 countries. And if you see that, for example, yeah, of course, US is leading with 169 million users, but we have quite big, huge, and still growing, ever growing base in India, 66 million, close to 70 million actually now. In UAE, imagine our small country we live in, we have more than 4 million users. Imagine this is almost 40% of the population of UAE is actually on LinkedIn. Isn't that interesting? I think so. So it tells us something that, a lot of people here in UAE, they're using LinkedIn. And I think that's one thing which we can think about, like how to dip into that pool of people. LinkedIn users are spending still more and more time on the platform. As you can see, we ran this short poll the other day, and we found out that actually people are spending more and more time on the platform. But what are they doing? I mean, that was my second question. And I realized that still a lot of people, they are just there just to observe and digest some information rather than post. So again, that's for us, who can be a little bit more proactive. It's giving us some window of opportunity where we can step in and we can become the ones who are driving the activities on the LinkedIn, which is kind of interesting. And obviously, one of the most important part, LinkedIn is the best social network for lead generation. No questions asked about this. 277% more effective than Facebook and Twitter. So if you really want to build a business, forget about Twitter, forget about Facebook, well, at least for a while, and start building the business first on the LinkedIn, because it's really, really, really effective. Yeah. I actually got some research a little bit about chartered accountants in UAE, and we have actually somebody who was registered in LinkedIn profile, 140,000 chartered accountants who were or are currently in a chartered accountants in UAE, which is kind of like an interesting number if you think about that. 800,000 chartered accountants in India, and more than 7 million chartered accountants around the world. Those are just numbers which you can get from the LinkedIn fairly easily. So who you want to be on the LinkedIn? Do you want to be a trader, somebody who, you know, immediately after connecting with someone, immediately send the company profile or some kind of, you know, some kind of sales pitch? Well, probably not, right? Do you want to be a spook? There are a lot of spooks out there, to be honest. You know, people who connect with you and you never see them again. Do you want to be dynamo, doing many things on the LinkedIn, but at the end of the day, not really driving any results from LinkedIn? Well, I probably think that you don't want to be those either. So you want to be LinkedIn smart, somebody who is strategic about approach to LinkedIn, somebody who can do all things which need to be done on LinkedIn and which we're going to talk about today. And those things are these 5 steps. These 5 steps are really the key elements, key things which you need to do on LinkedIn in order to really be successful on the platform. And it's, of course, it starts with the profile. Then it's about engaging with the right audience, connecting with them, posting the right thing, and obviously converting all these activities into a business. I think these 5 steps are really very important. And many people, they're missing 1 or 2. But don't worry, again, we're going to run through all of those today. So we're going to talk about LinkedIn profile, which is the first impression. And what is actually the first impression if you go to someone else's profile, and that's the profile headshot. So profiles with the professional headshot receive 14 times more views, 9 times more connection requests, and 36 times more messages. That tells us that really we need to take care of our professional headshot, right? So if you look at the LinkedIn profiles, and I go through LinkedIn profiles many times, and I see so many different photos, like from the parties, from the weddings, from the adventures, from the sports activities. Please keep those photos. I know they're dear to your heart, whatever. It's fine. Keep them for Facebook, keep them for Instagram, keep them for TikTok, but don't put them on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional platform, and as such, it requires really professionally done photos. So please invest these couple hundred dirhams or 300-400 dirhams. It's really worthwhile to have a professionally done photos. You will use them not just for the LinkedIn, but on you can use them all over. So if I'm talking about professionally done or nicely done photos, these are the examples which I would consider to be really nice, professionally done photos, which would actually be suitable for LinkedIn. And what are they? Obviously, it's a passport format. That's one of the elements, right? So it's passport format. You should be dressed appropriately. That's kind of goes without saying, I guess. You should have a white background behind you, or at least single color background, some brighter color. As you can see here, Mr. Pramod, his nice white background. What you need to do, look in the camera, look into the lens, and have a big, bright smile. Your profile photo should be really inviting. It should really invite people in. Shouldn't scare them off, actually. No, yeah, it should be inviting. So this is what the proper headline, proper photo should do. If you don't believe me as a person and you believe more machines, I don't know, you can go to this website, which is snapper.co, where you can actually get a free analysis, which is done by artificial intelligence engine of your LinkedIn profile photo. It's very interesting. Try it out. You can log in with your LinkedIn profile, and the Snapper will tell you exactly what is good and what is bad about your profile photos on LinkedIn. So we're talking about first impression when somebody lands on your profile, right? So that was about photo. Now we're talking about LinkedIn headline. What is LinkedIn headline? Actually, LinkedIn headline is one of the most visible part of your LinkedIn profile. And not many people know that, but actually it's a major factor in LinkedIn search algorithm. So I'm talking about this line directly below the name or on your LinkedIn profile. And as you can see, it's really like a very prestigious place there, and it can tell a lot about you to your profile visitors. So we actually, we recognize 4 different types of headlines. One is expert headline, another is mission headline, then there is entertaining headline and customer facing headline. And let me give you just a few examples so you know what I'm talking about. So if I'm talking about expert headline, it's a headline which really highlights the expertise of that particular person. And if that expertise is really something which drives the traffic to the site, yet so be it. So you can have like a LinkedIn top voice, you can have, you can be some award winning, you can win some awards, or maybe some official. Number two is a mission headline. Mission headline is usually good for somebody, again, whose business is rather below that mission. So the mission drives, again, the traffic to the site. And here, this one is actually from Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, His Excellency, about, and obviously his mission is much higher than his personal brand. So that's why he has that kind of mission headline on his profile. Then there is an entertaining headline. Well, you know, there are a lot of headlines which people, people like they're making fun, and they have a fun sometimes on the LinkedIn as well. Would I use it, and would I recommend it to you guys, especially like a chartered accountants? Probably not, right? But yeah, I'm just for the sake of fact, I'm just putting it out there. So what I would really highlight here is the customer-facing headline. And customer-facing headline is my personal favorite because it's actually talking directly to the customers, to my clients. So when somebody lands on my profile, he or she will see directly, I help, target audience to do what. So I'm talking directly to my clients and to my customers. So I think this is really, especially if you're out there as a business owners, as somebody who wants to talk directly to the target audience, I think that's a good one. And these are a few examples of actually such a headlines, which I took from different chartered accountants from around the world. I help business owners to grow their wealth. So that's maybe one of the things, and I'm giving this to you as an inspiration. So if you want to, I mean, I'm not forcing you to do anything, to be honest, but if you feel like, maybe you can think that you might change your headline. Behind exciting long-term growth is a boring CPA. Again, little tongue-in-cheek headline, which actually, at least caught my attention, definitely. Another one is, I help SME to build their business and grow wealth. So again, headline which talks directly to target audience and what is the solution that this particular person is bringing on the table. So I think that's those kind of customer-facing headlines are really very relevant, and they are very nicely focused on the target audience. What are the mistakes which people are making with the headlines? It's, I think, quite understandable. People are using all the cliche words like a dedicated, hardworking, proactive, and all these kind of things. They use many times, they use jargon, industry jargon, which no one else understands. Or they use the three-letter abbreviations, which, you see this example down there. Honestly speaking, if you don't know what these three-letter abbreviation means, you don't really know, why would you connect with that particular person? For me, I have absolutely no clue what that person does. So we were talking about first impression, and first impression is about photo, about headline, and now let's talk about LinkedIn banner. LinkedIn banner is that big premium space above your photo. And honestly speaking, I'm still puzzled, and I keep talking about this so many times. People are just simply not using that part, and I wonder why. It's like I'm giving always this example. Imagine that you have an access. You have an access to billboard on Sheikh Zayed Road, and you're keeping it empty. You're not using it for your business. You wouldn't do that, right? Like, you would put something there, right? Like, and this is the same thing. LinkedIn is giving us such a premium space, and we are actually not using it for our brand at all. We're using it, actually, we are leaving it there empty as this blue, with these dots, that's the default banner which LinkedIn is giving you. So I would really think that it would be really smart to look at your profile and think about, how can that, nice visual can actually attract more clients and customers to me. So as you can see here, for example, there are some people who are using it very well, giving some visuals, and they're relevant to their business. So I think it's really smart things to do, because that's a part of that first impression. When people land on your profile, they will see that. And when they will see the blue dots, It's not telling them anything really. So please use it. And if you don't know how, you can always go to canva.com. I'm pretty sure the majority of us, we know Canva, we use Canva all the time. It's fantastic design platform, graphic design platform where it's free. I mean, it's paid as well, but the free version is well equipped for us to do many different things. So, and there are LinkedIn banner templates too. So actually you can go there, you can search for LinkedIn banner templates, and then you can actually find some of your, some visuals which, maybe will inspire you, or will see that, they're relevant to your business, so you can use it. You can add maybe your logo somewhere in that banner. That always makes it a little bit better. And you can have a fantastic banner for your LinkedIn profile. Another part of that first impression is LinkedIn summary. So if somebody lands on your profile, obviously they see that, they see your photo, they see the headline, they see the banner, and then they scroll down and they go to the LinkedIn summary. And many times people think, and because it's a history from LinkedIn, that basically we just should upload our CV. Actually, nowadays it's not really about CV, it's more about your story, and try to tell your story in this about summary. How to write that story is pretty simple. Well, yeah, maybe simple. You should really be personable. You should share the story in the first person. Be customer centric and add call to action. So if you're rewriting, or if you're revamping, or having a look at your about summary, please look at it from this angle, trying to be personable. Definitely share the story in a first person. Try to talk directly to your clients and customers, and add call to action. And that call to action, what it means that you can actually add your phone number, you can add your email address, your website. Even though those are not clickable links, still, at least you're making it easier for people who land on your profile to actually connect with you. I think that's an important part. So if you're writing the about summary, always think about the first sentence. Use some keywords which are relevant to your industry. Again, please do not use any jargon. So people, if they don't understand what you do, they will have a hard time to connect with you. Write how you speak. So again, it should be a story. You can actually break the text into some paragraphs, so it looks a little bit spacious and easy to digest. You can use also some icons and graphic elements to make it a little bit more stand out. And as I mentioned already, add some contact details. So that's all about this about summary on your LinkedIn profile. As you can see, this is one of the example which I'm giving here. This person, he is actually using some paragraphs. You see, he's using some bullet points, including some keywords in that about section. And I think it's neatly done. It looks neat and clean and sleek, and I like that. Yeah. So the action points from this is from the first session is upload your professional headshot. Just really make an effort and put some money behind it. It's just like a couple hundred dirhams, I guess. Revise your headline, design your LinkedIn banner, and then revise your about summary. I hope it's not so many action points, but I hope at least something you can do. Okay, so we were talking that the first step is always about LinkedIn profile. Because somebody lands on your profile, you need to have that. That's a building block. Number two is engagement. So how to engage on LinkedIn? Actually, there is a certain strategy, and the strategy which I'm using, and I'm usually teaching in this one-to-one sessions and some corporate classes as well, is always start with engagement before you start connecting with people. And I will tell you straight away why. It's because you need to first search for your target audience. So you need to decide who is my target audience, who I want to engage with first, not connect, first engage with. So identify your target audience. And this is really important part. Number two, you're gonna visit the profile of that particular person or 10 people, whatever the number is, yeah? Make yourself visible. Why is it so? Because whenever you visit profile of somebody, that person will get prompted that you actually visited the profile. You know that as well, because when you look at your LinkedIn profile, you see who actually visited your profile. So this is the same thing. So First, search for the ideal for your target audience. Second, go and visit their profile and gather some intelligence, see what they do. Yeah. And then you're going to start engaging with their post, engaging with their articles. This is very, very important, because when you start engaging with their post and you start commenting on their post, you are becoming really, really very visible to them. Imagine yourself, you posting something, you post your post on LinkedIn, and suddenly you see that there is Vitek, and he's actually commenting on your post and making some meaningful comment. I mean, not thank you, thanks for sharing, wonderful, excellent, not these 1 word or 2 word thing. No, making some meaningful comment. So reading what the post is all about and saying, how did you feel about it? Imagine that you do this, once, twice, 3 times. You are becoming the #1 fan of that particular person who you want to engage with and eventually connect with, right? So he notices you. He absolutely notices you. He knows that you're there, and you're always there whenever he or she posts. So you are very, very visible to him. Yeah. So that's very, very important. And I'll tell you in a section of a connection why all these things are really important. If that particular person is already, if you're like reconnecting with him or re-engaging with him, and he's already or she's already in your 1st-degree connections, so you're already connected, you can actually go and endorse that person for his or her skills, and that will make you again more visible to him or her. So that's just like the 1 step what you could do as well. Yeah. So this is important 3-step formula in order to start engaging with people. Please, if you're commenting on some post, do not sell anything. And I really mean do not sell in a sense of, don't even ask them, for example, to subscribe to your newsletter or any type of action which you require from that person is actually a sell. So first, let's be it all about them, giving into the emotional bank of the other person. First, give before you ask them to connect and to do some other things. There are some other things also which are important in order to engage with the community on the LinkedIn. And I've heard that your chairman was mentioning that not many people are actually part of your LinkedIn group or LinkedIn page, which you have as a chartered accountant. So probably that's also an interesting thing to do. Join that LinkedIn group. Of course, you can join some other LinkedIn group which are out there for chartered accountants. Why not? You can always like and comment LinkedIn articles of your target audience. And definitely when you see that somebody is engaging with your post, with your articles, please, or people who are actually visiting your profile, please do not leave them just to go. Start conversation with them, start, some kind of engagement. So because those are people who are interested in you, and I think it's important that we keep that in mind. Yeah. So again, before you connecting, start engaging first, because you will see that the connecting will be much easier once you engage properly with your target audience. If you want to know how are you doing on LinkedIn, there is something which calls social selling index, which is a number which actually LinkedIn is giving you to see if you're actually creating professional brand you're connecting with the right audience, you engage with the insights on LinkedIn. So if you go to this link, you can actually check the number, and you will see how if you're doing the things which I'm talking about today, you will see that the social selling index will get higher and higher. So you will see that this is actually bringing you some results. Action point from this session number 2 is identify at least with 5 people you want to connect with, your target audience. Go and visit a profile and gather some intelligence. Engage with the posts, as I mentioned, and articles, and leave meaningful comments so you'll become more visible to them, and repeat that for at least 1 week. So you will see that, the magic happens. And the magic is that you do not need to send a connection request. they will want to connect with you because you are becoming really very, very visible to them. You're becoming the #1 fan of their LinkedIn. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that you want to engage with the key decision makers, right? So that's why we're talking about this, about LinkedIn. You want to be able to actually connect freely and smoothly with any kind of decision makers out there on LinkedIn. You can always go and listen to some of the podcasts. There are a lot of podcasts about LinkedIn. I actually run one podcast. I do have like a weekly podcast where I talk to top LinkedIn coaches and trainers from around the world. So if you're interested, feel free. It's free. You don't need to pay anything. So it's you can always go there. There are very, very interesting topics we are always discussing. So we were talking about a LinkedIn profile first. We were talking about engaging, and now let's talk about how to connect with the ideal clients on LinkedIn. So the strategy how to connect on LinkedIn is very, very simple. Connect with people you know. I know it sounds a bit silly, but I can't tell you how many times I'm talking to some of our clients we work with. And if I tell them this, they're always like, what's the secret in this? I said, okay, fine. So let us go through your email box and let us see, you had a clients from 2 years, 3 years, 4 years back who are happy with you. Can you name them? Yes, we can. So we usually pull out like a 5, 6, 7 names. And then I ask, are you connected with them on LinkedIn? Usually it happens that like half of them, they're not connected with. And when they send them the connection request, when they start engaging with them, magic happens again. How many times we found that actually somebody replied back to our client, and he said, oh, you know what? I wanted to connect with you actually. And I have a special request because we have a business, we were very happy with your services. We want to actually reconnect with you and we want to do some business again with you. Imagine, this is low-hanging fruits. So please, really, I encourage you and recommend, go through your email box, see who you're not connected with, somebody who was your client 3, 4, 5 years ago. They're still in a business. They were happy with you. They were happy with your services, but please connect with them. You never know what the email will come back when they might say, well, actually, I need your services. You know what? I really need to do something with you. There's a very, very easy way how to generate that kind of lead. So that's connect with people you know. Of course, connect with people you want to know. And again, this is something which it's kind of like a simple, but I think we all have that tendency that, if somebody asks you, so who are your services for? We have a tendency to say, well, pretty much for everybody, right? So, but everybody means nobody usually, right? So have that focus and have that focus on LinkedIn as well. Be very, very clear to who you actually getting in your LinkedIn profile. You don't want to connect with everybody and anybody. Those line movements, where LinkedIn Open Networker, where people are connecting with left, right, and center, and they're just collecting some numbers and all that. Well, honestly speaking, I don't believe in it whatsoever. What's the point of having 50,000, people following me on LinkedIn when I'm not doing any business with them? If I post and they don't really react to it because they just, for them, I'm just a number. I'm just some kind of number in their connections. So this is really not something which you should collect, but really be very, very specific and be very, very mindful who you're actually inviting in your if in your contact list. Yeah. So connect with people you want to know. Very target oriented. That's very, very important. And if you start connecting with people, please always add a personalized note. Never leave just, don't just click on connect, that's it. Tell the person who you want to connect, why do you want to connect with him or her? It's important because so many people, they don't do that. So you will stand out. Again, you'll suddenly be different, right? And the connection request with personalized note have, I think there was a number of 80% higher chance to actually get connected than those without. Obviously, when you do the engagement thing, which I was talking about before, you have prepared everything. The person here already knows you. They know what you do. So they will be much easier. It will be much easier actually to connect with them. So keep that in mind, and always add a personalized note to your connection requests. You can also find some warm prospects, basically those people who are commenting on your post. I mentioned those who visited your profile. Yeah. So if it's appropriate and if they fit into your category of your target audience, start conversation with them. You know, there's nothing wrong with that actually. On contrary, they're interested in you. They show the interest because they're commenting on your post. They visited your profile. So yeah, start conversation. It's very easy. So those are fine warm prospects. So from this session, I would like you to take away these action points. Identify your specific target audience, 1 to 3 groups, and send about at least five connection requests a day. I think it's really important you start doing this, you know, engagement and connection, yeah, and always add the personalized note, as I mentioned. So ask yourself the question, do I want to connect with my ideal clients? I think the answer is pretty obvious. Of course I want, right? I want to connect with my ideal clients. It is what we need to do and what we can do on LinkedIn. So now let's talk about what, when, and how to post on LinkedIn. Always very, very interesting topic. You know, why to post, what to post, when to post. Those are all questions which I get all the time. So let me break it down one by one. So what's the objective of a posting on LinkedIn? I always recommend to all our clients we work with, always keep in mind, you want to start conversation. LinkedIn, after all, is a social media platform. So people going there to learn, to be educated, to be entertained, to be informed, to get some knowledge, right? So you want to, if you want to get some traction on your post, always keep that in mind, that you want to start some conversation. So whenever you post, don't post your PR thing. You know, it's not a PR platform. It is a platform where people want to discuss or should be discussing. So make that space. So start conversation. Always keep that in mind. You can share value. Of course, it's not just for the, you know, posting for the sake of posting. Always think about, am I sharing value? Is it valuable, these posts? Will it add some value to already what is out there? Of course, through the posting, you will build the trust. So people will, when they will see your post, they will trust you more. Through the post, you can always demonstrate your expertise. You will develop a relationship with different people. And of course, if you do all this, you will be generating new business opportunities, definitely. So this is why to post on LinkedIn. What to post on LinkedIn from a perspective of a content, you can always start with, for example, just a text post. Yeah, it's, me myself personally, I like to start every day with my kind of like a positive quote. So I'm sharing on my LinkedIn profile just a simple positive quote from different people. So you can do something like that. Then you can share some longer form content, which is actually a longer form text. I would rather see it accompanied with a photo, something like this, because it's a little bit more engaging, I guess, and more attractive, you know, to people. People look at the photo with the text. So I think that's interesting, like a photo content. Then you can always share some videos. I'm not really sure how savvy or how comfortable you are with the videos, but you know, I'm a video producer and I'm a TV producer for many years, and now you know, having this in my hand, this is all I need for my social media videos. If you see some of my videos on my LinkedIn profile, majority of them, if I'm standing, actually you can see that this background, you know, I have on the majority of my videos. All the videos are done on my phone. I'm not using my crew or my people for, you know, in my team for the social media videos. No, I'm doing it actually on my phone. So you see that really there's no excuse of not doing videos. And videos actually, they are very much preferred on the platform. So if you create video, upload the video natively. do not share the link from YouTube or Vimeo or from some other sites, but actually upload the video natively, because LinkedIn likes native videos, and he will push those videos, and you will get really good visibility on your videos. So I think really think about it and start doing videos more and more. It's really interesting. Just about I think about 2 months ago, LinkedIn role, or actually they relaunched the polls. Polls are really interesting things. So you can actually gather some information from your audience if run properly. I think it's a really interesting way how to engage and attract audience. So you can create polls. You can also write articles, which are basically the blog post on LinkedIn, which are a little longer text. And you can always upload presentations, which are also very interesting and usually quite highly engaging. So those are different things what you can actually create on LinkedIn from the content perspective. And if you want to know what kind of inspiration to get, what to post about, you can just simply write a post about what inspired you. And maybe you can ask your clients some questions, frequently asked questions, and answer those questions, in a post. You can create top 10 lists, for example. You can react to other posts which you've seen from your clients, for example. You can create or share some infographics which are out there. Very interesting is also give a shout out to your customers or product of your customer. So highlight your customer product. There are a lot of common mistakes definitely in many industries. So you can highlight these mistakes without blaming or shaming anybody, but just kind of like making sure that people are not making those mistakes. You can predict future trends if you feel like. You can reveal your process, how you do certain things. You can write a post about book review or about your favorite podcast. You can still comment on some industry news. You can share biggest challenges or interview your client. And, give a shout out to your guru, somebody who you really admire. So those are all kind of like inspirations which I wanted to just give you, because sometimes I get, again, from our clients, they're saying, well, I don't really know what to post about, but there are so many things you can post about. Yeah. If you still don't know what people are asking and what they're interested in, you can always go to sites like answerthepublic.com, which will give you a lot of different topics about, when you put the word in there, then the website will give you some answers. And of course, Quora, another website where people actually posting some questions. So you can go and you can check what are people asking about, what are their questions, and then you can start creating about that. A question about when to post and how often to post. That's also very interesting. So I would suggest that you will post at least 3 times a week. It would be better if you post daily, but again, don't dilute the message just for the sake of posting. Post really something which is valuable, and you're sure that you're creating some conversation, all that. But post at least 3 times a week. If you post just once a month, imagine you're not really visible to your audience. You're not really generating any visibility. You're really not generating even any data for yourself. So you don't know what works and what doesn't work. And on social media, we always need to test, right? Like what works. Is it video? Is it a short form post? Is it this? Is it that? So the more data you have, the more precise you can be in your strategy of what is actually working on LinkedIn. So post at least 3 times a week. I would like you to do that at least 3 times a week. LinkedIn suggests that we should post during the working hours. I'm honestly speaking, during the COVID period, all the social media activities went a little bit towards the evening hours, but I think we're coming back again to the working hours. So I would also kind of think that working hours are actually good for posting on LinkedIn. And then you can tag relevant people if your post is, for example, about the top 5 books you read. So you can always tag those people, those authors. Or about the favorite podcast, you can tag the person from the podcast, and so on and so forth. And if you're using hashtags, the keywords, please use maximum of 3. really, there's no point of using like on Instagram 30 or 25 or something like this. LinkedIn actually doesn't recognize that many hashtags in your post. So you don't need to pollute your messages or your post with too many hashtags. Just use maximum of 3. So the question again here is, which I want to ask you, do I want to be regarded as an expert? And I think the answer is pretty much yes, right? You want to be regarded as an expert on LinkedIn. So let us now talk about how to generate leads and increase the business from LinkedIn. So those are questions about how to search for ideal clients, because that's what we are talking about in engagement, searching for the target audience, engaging with the target audience, connecting with the right audience, and start communicating with them, right? Through the post, through the inbox, and then offline. And moving them offline to the business conversation is something which many people forget to do. They post. Again, many of my clients, they always say, we posting, on a weekly basis, we posting 3 times a week, but actually we're not getting any traction, and we're not actually getting any business. But when I ask them, okay, so are you actually generating some conversation with your ideal clients? Are you taking them in your inbox and through the inbox to your offline email conversation? They say no. Okay, so if you're not doing that, then obviously you should start, conversation with your ideal clients, because all these things which I was talking about is bringing you certain visibility. That visibility in turns creates credibility. You're sharing the valuable post, your credibility goes up, right? Increases. And if you're more visible and you're more credible to your clients, they of course they feel that, oh, you're an expert in that particular field, right? And if they feel that you're an expert, of course they will come to you for the business too. So it's a longer term strategy, obviously, but it pays off. Yeah. So my question always here is, ask yourself, is LinkedIn for me? I think by what we were talking about now and what I was showing you, yes, absolutely. But as a people of we business owners, and as business owners, we always want to know, okay, so if I'm putting my time in, if I'm doing all this, is there any kind of measurement? Is there any ROI which I can drive from this? Well, and I can tell you, yes, we came up with this kind of like a weirdly looking formula, but I will explain it to you, and I think it's pretty easy. It's not a rocket science. So imagine that after doing all this, you have about 100 different connections, new connections in your on your LinkedIn profile. Out of this 100%, out of these 100 people, 35% might be your potential clients. Very conservative number, I would think. Out of the 35%, only 20% will actually go and buy product or service from you. And if your lifetime value of that product is 15,000 dirhams, you just made for yourself 105,000 dirhams as an ROI of these activities. So ask yourself, do you want to really leave this money on the table? And I think you don't want to. I don't want you to leave this money on the table. So there are actually quite a lot of testimonials which I would like to share with you, but I will share with you just 2. We've done quite a number of these webinars and masterclasses and all that, and we're helping clients with figuring out how to actually sell on LinkedIn, something which we'll call social selling. And as you can see, there was one of our client, he visited, he was part of our one of our session, and he actually made 5 deals in 3 months, worth more than $60,000. So that was one very, very heartwarming experience when he came back to us and saying, oh, guys, this is fantastic. In the 3 months, I made $60,000. Then there was another client. He usually had about like one or two leads from LinkedIn. Now we work with him, and he's getting about 10 leads every month. And so you can imagine what that 10 leads will turn into a business. Yeah. So those are things which are really important to keep in mind, that LinkedIn is really fantastic lead generation tool, which can increase your business. I would like to give you something for free. This is of course it's a webinar. This webinar is for free. I hope you got some value from what we are talking about now. But there is, if you go to website belinkedInsmart.com, there's a free LinkedIn Smart audit. So there's a short questionnaire which will give you an overview. How are you doing on LinkedIn? So you can actually go there. You can fill that questionnaire. And with that, you will receive also an ebook with the 10 best tips on a LinkedIn, how to be successful on LinkedIn. One of the things which I wanted to talk about is that you know, seeing all this, what I was talking about, I understand that you know, we know that LinkedIn is really the best smart or best platform really to engage with our ideal clients, generate the leads and all that. Many times I think we are overwhelmed, we're busy, you know, we are all doing all different kind of things, and we're putting these important things which we feel like now let me do it, we're putting it on the back bench. So that's why just imagine if you could really generate, for example, this 10 leads as I was mentioning of one of our clients, or if you could generate within 3 months $60,000, what would that mean for your business? I think that would be, you know, pretty good. I reckon. So that's why we actually created this special masterclass. It's a 2-hour masterclass where we take people. It's a group lesson where we teach people, you know, how to turn around their LinkedIn profile, how to you know, show them the certain strategies that will generate the business. How to connect with a certain amount of people and with the decision makers, how to become the industry expert as well and trusted business partner. We also take them you know, hands-on experience about how to create a plan that will allow them to actually connect with the ideal clients, create a content calendar, and of course finally start getting business from LinkedIn. It's as I mentioned, it's a 2-hour masterclass. It's a hands-on session. I really don't like any fluff. I hope you understand even from this presentation. You know, I don't like going to webinar and then, you know, not getting really anything, you know, just kind of trends and something. No, I like that, you know, the webinars really should be full of some tools and you know, action points and getting things done. And this is exactly this masterclass which we are conducting. It's an action-packed group. We allow always only 25 people, so we have hands-on, and we go really like a step-by-step with everyone, you know, through their profile, and it's live coaching. It's nothing really. It's live Q&A, live interaction, nothing pre-recorded. Of course, we have some networking as well, and some LinkedIn group which I'll give you as a bonus. All this masterclass for 2 hours is just $80. It's an online offer. Normally, we actually do this in-person trainings. So it's usually 3 hours daily. This one is 2 hour online. So that's why we're giving it for, you know, very, very special price. Again, if you would like to do something like this, I'll be more than happy. I think there is a lot of things which we still need to learn how to do things. And as I said, you know, we are busy. Today we are very excited. Today we think like, oh yeah, let me do it because I really feel it's important. And tomorrow life takes over. You know how it is. I've been there many times too. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, so this is our offer. If you like, I'll be more than happy to talk to you about this. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Anurag or Anish, I think that there should be link which is appearing in a chat box. So guys, if you want to just click on that and you can log on. I think our masterclass, the next one is next Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, feel free of that. With all that, I hope it was useful, guys. Thank you very much for your attention. And yeah, I'm over to you guys for a question Q&A.
Yeah. So thank you very much. It's been quite insightful presentation, but I'm sure people will have questions. So it's just a matter that 1 or 2 people will raise hand and then people will also come forward. Other people will also come forward. So let me ask you the first question. What are the key performance indicators of any post?
What are the key performance indicators of any post? So obviously, you know, the most visible are basically the number of views, so how many people viewed your post and how many people actually commented on a post. There are, of course, number of shares afterwards as well. But actually on a LinkedIn, how the LinkedIn algorithm works is it's really important always the first hour. So within the first hour, if your post is getting some traction, is getting some likes, getting some comments, especially comments, then it's that is really what pushes that post up in a rank. So actually the whole system, and it's pretty much similar to other algorithms in other social media. It's always, whenever you post something, don't think that everybody in your contact list will see your post. Actually, that's not true. LinkedIn algorithm will push your post to only group of people, certain group of people. I can't tell you how many. Usually we say it's approximately 15 to 20% of your connection. And depending on how these people are reacting to the post, how they commenting on your post, how they, sharing it, what's the dwell time as well, how long they actually on your post. Based on that, the LinkedIn algorithm assess that this post is actually highly engaging, or on the contrary, is not very engaging. And then they will just kind of like retract it and put it aside. If people are engaging with your post, then they will push them higher and higher and higher. So that's the key KPI which you can always look at, which is not always telling the truth in a sense of the post, but yeah, it is,
because a lot of time we can see there are a lot of views, but no one really comments on that.
Yes.
So that gives a very a different feeling. Like
exactly, Anish. Yeah, it's very true. And I know that the guys in LinkedIn, they keep working on tweaking the algorithm. So even now they actually assessing with the machine learning and all that, how long people spending on your post. And if they're making the comment, before you could sort of trick the algorithm. So you, let's say, for example, you ask simple question and you said, oh, please just make a comment. And then the answer was yes or no, yes or no. So many people commented. So you got a lot of comments, but actually the comments were irrelevant to the post. Yeah. So now LinkedIn is actually assessing also the length of the answer and how long people actually spending. So we call it dwell time on the LinkedIn. So it's also very, very important that you're making a relevant comment, not just comment yes or amazing, fantastic.
I think same thing happens with YouTube also. While you can have 3,000, 5,000 views, but the average time viewed is quite less, which means people just open it and close it.
Exactly.
So great. So
Actually,
before
Anish, that's very interesting, because that brings me to another thing which we kind of like touched upon. Yeah. Make sure that you always create a post that creates some kind of conversation. I was talking about it, right? Like, so imagine it's like if you're a journalist, for example, journalists spend a long time figuring out what's the title of the article, not what's the article, right? But what's the title of the article? Because the title sells the content. And the same thing is on the LinkedIn. So the first sentence should be really something which catches the attention. It's, in the video business, we say it as well many times to our clients. Many of our clients, they always start the video with their logo. Don't start with the logo, the video. No, please don't do that, because nobody wants to see your logo. Nobody. Start with the best footage to attract the person. And then, maybe you say what, let's say you're talking about certain topics. So you say, well, hi guys, today we're going to talk about, how to create fantastic posts for the LinkedIn. So people know, okay, this is what is interesting to me. I want to know. Then maybe you can have your logo a little, 5 seconds, and then you get into the topic of your video, right? So
I think the start should be wow. It should be wow.
Exactly. Don't save the best for last. Don't save the best for last. This is wrong on the social media. Actually, put best.
Put best at the first.
Exactly.
Input. Can you pull down your PPT so that we can see the entire slides, entire screen?
Should I stop sharing?
Yeah.
Yes, if you have nothing to present.
So, because then we can see the people who will ask question also. So,
Okay.
as I was saying, there are many people who will come for the questions. But before we take the questions, let us do a quick round of vote of thanks, formal proposal, vote of thanks proposal by our treasurer, and then we can take the question so that relevant people can be on the call, and those who wish to leave can leave. So, can I request Hari Kishan Rakawat, sir?
Hi, good evening, friends. First of all, let me thank our strategic event partner, Right Selection, led by Mr. Gautam Ganglani, for connecting us to our speaker, Mr. Vitek. I thank our today's energetic speaker, Mr. Vitek, for sharing his expert views on how to use LinkedIn for your business with a lot of tips. First of all, we need to create our visibility on LinkedIn, as suggested by VTech, which will increase our credibility and ultimately it will help us to increase our profitability. As a token of our appreciation on behalf of the ICI Dubai chapter, managing committee, and our members, I would like to share with all of you a certificate of appreciation for Mr. VTech. I think it's visible.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you, Mr. VTech.
Oh, thank you very much.
This you can post in your LinkedIn.
and don't forget to tag ICI UAE Dubai.
ICI.
Yeah. Now it's time to thank our sponsors as well. I thank our principal sponsors, Danube, Tele, Malabar Gold and Diamonds, Lulu, Shura. Our platinum sponsors, Criff, Dun and Bradstreet, AGMC, Creston Manon, MNJS Consultants, IFCO, Al Rawabi, Gulf Islamic Investments, Clyde & Co. Law Firm. I also thank our banking partner, Bank of Baroda, institutional partner, Delhi Private School, media partner, Khaleej Times. At the end, I would like to thank each one of you for joining this webinar. Stay safe and stay connected through LinkedIn. Thank you.
Okay. Who would take Q&A? I think the first one is Mr. Naveen Ajmera. Mr. Ajmera, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Chairman sir. Thank you, Vitek. It was a fantastic presentation and especially close to my heart because I am a die-hard fan of LinkedIn. I'm having my own data analytic practice, but from chartered accountancy to move to another field or career or profession, LinkedIn is the platform which helped me a lot. And today I've established my own brand using LinkedIn. All my leads, let me claim here, 100% of my leads are coming from LinkedIn. So yes, a lot of things I can relate to what you described, from making right connection, making right kind of post, not just seeking selling yourself, but rather attitude of helping others. Because many a times it happens, people look up to you to seek some help where you are an expert in your subject, and you help them, and later on they realize that small help and they come as a customer or as a client. So yes, it matters a lot. So I would recommend every chartered accountant on this particular platform who are listening now or going forward, they should use this platform, left, right, center in any which manner they can, and always seek for help from other members. There are people who are, giving help for no reason. And yes, so thank you so much. I'm having a score of 81, by the way, on my SSI. And most of my connection now, rather than finance, it is from IT field, not only here in Middle East, but now in US and in India and in other geography as well. Just a small point I want to make when Mr. Chairman asked about the post, how you get attention to that. So there are a few other strategy which I use. I always make my post on Wednesday. You may ask why. It is a midweek, but kind of a close to weekend here, and around 4 o'clock in the evening. So what happens, that is the time when US and Europe is in the middle of the day or the start of the day, Whereas people are closing their day on around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening, that draw a lot of attention. I get a lot of comments. Yes, the material need to be very relevant to your audience to draw that attention. So that's another,
Great.
small clue I'm just, sharing with you guys. So
Thank
thank you
you.
so
Great.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think this is
Mr.
good advice. So, Mr. Nasir Mohammed.
Yeah, thank you, Anisha.
Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. Vitek, for a very enlightening session. So my question is, how one can know who are the target audience? Because maybe we are in a different profession, because we are targeting somebody who are like in industry. How do we really know that who are our target audience? Because maybe it may so happen that after chasing somebody for 3-6 months, one will come to know that he's your competitor. How to identify target audience? In brief, that is my question.
Okay. So basically, when I'm talking about target audience, I'm talking about your target audience. So who are your clients you want to be connected with? Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, for that matter, anyone, even if you anyone who is in the industry, in a particular industry, they are looking for business. How do they really identify the target audience?
Yeah. Again, it's
Basically, I think how to find your customers.
Yeah. True.
So if you know who is your target audience, because that's, as a business owner, that's a thing which we need to know, right? We need to know who is our target audience, like who we want to sell to. We're not selling to everybody and anybody, because if we're saying that we're selling to everybody, we sell to nobody. We don't have. So we need to first figure out who is our ideal client. So let's not, maybe target audience is different word, but ideal client, who we want to sell to. So we have certain solution for whom it is. For I'm not like if I say, for example, I'm a video producer. Yeah, I have a video production company, and who is my target audience? I can say anybody can use my videos, right? But
yeah,
if I
the same like for chartered accountants also,
sure,
anyone can use their services.
Exactly. But this is really something which we need to understand. If we start saying anybody, we're saying nobody, because we're not targeted to anybody. Imagine if I'm talking if I'm talking to somebody who is from so like as I mentioned, I have a video production company, and our target
coming in the screen.
Sorry.
Oh, please go ahead. No problem. Please go ahead.
And our target audience is logistics companies. Why? Because we work with logistics companies. We work with DHL, we work with Aramex, we work with FedEx, we work with other companies like that in logistics sector. So if I'm talking to them, I'm talking to them about video for logistics companies. How relevant is that? If I'm talking to them from the generic perspective, then they might not see the benefits. But if I'm talking to them that this is exactly what they're gonna get, because we are specialized on logistic companies, then suddenly that message is much sharper, and then hitting the sweet spot of those ideal clients. So actually, Mr. Nasir, when you're talking about ideal clients, you need to figure out who's your ideal clients. I can't tell you who is your ideal clients. You need to figure it out for your business. And if you're telling yourself that you're selling to everybody, that basically means they're selling to nobody. You need to really, make your message much clearer, more relevant to those. So usually what we do with this, we look at a client list, and we try to figure out certain trends which are there. So who are the clients which, what kind of industries they are coming to us? Perhaps we can concentrate on those, or maybe we have some specific skill within the chartered accountants, for example. I'm really I don't know, I can relate better to some like a hospitals, for example. So I will be chartered accountant only for the hospital or for the healthcare sector. And if you suddenly chartered accountant for healthcare sector, you can brand yourself as an expert in chartered accountancy for healthcare sector, not chartered accountant for anybody and everybody, because then you're not really different from anyone else. And it's very, very difficult for you to, you know, to kind of to find your space within you know, that vast group of people. So it's your responsibility as a business owner to figure out who is your target audience. I can tell you that.
I think on the lighter side, probably the competitors' clients are your target audience.
That is good. That is great.
I want to share one good news. The chapters LinkedIn, this one has gone up drastically. I think most of the members who are attending are connecting with the chapter. And I also got messages from many of the members who want to connect with me also. Thank you.
From where you will get the space, sir? Already 13,000 is there, so.
It is in the waiting list.
Next one is Mr. Basant Kapoor.
Mr. Basant, go ahead with your question. 1 second. Unmute yourself first. Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Chapter, for this session on LinkedIn. I think in the current time frame when everybody is working from home or doing something or the other, this is really meaningful and makes sense to all of us. Thank you so very much for this. Thanks, Vitek, for the very interesting and informative presentation. My question to you will be slightly in a different way. Look, we know that there are 3-4 platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. You are coming from the LinkedIn side, but without being biased, can you help us also to understand how do you differentiate between a LinkedIn and a Facebook and a Twitter? What should be posted where? In terms of some general guidelines. We understand what you have said about the LinkedIn, but without being biased, if you can help us out with this.
Yeah, I'm not endorsed by LinkedIn, by the way. Just for you to know, I'm not getting paid by LinkedIn, you know, to promote the platform.
I didn't mean that.
I'm a very pragmatic guy in my business, so I always look at where I can get the best traction for my business. So that's why I'm talking about LinkedIn, because I know that LinkedIn is helping me to reach out to really the target audience, or again, sorry to use that, to my ideal clients. And I know that I can make some meaningful business relationships there on that particular platform. So that's why I'm talking about LinkedIn. I feel it's really important. But back to your question about Facebook and Twitter. Facebook, it's becoming a platform where when you see the social structure of you see that it's moving towards the I would say a little older generation. Facebook is always more on the social side, so it's more about the family, more about your home, more about your rather than a real business. What works really well on a Facebook is so if you see, for example, LinkedIn has really, how would I put it nicely? Well, the groups on the LinkedIn, they don't really work very well. Yeah, they're a bit spammy. And, they're not really, you know, they cannot be even like moderated very well, and all this. There's a lot of bad things on LinkedIn groups. So majority, whoever, like we do a lot of groups, and all the groups what are happening, they're happening on a Facebook, and those are business related groups. So if you want to create something like this in terms of the business, I would definitely advise you to do a Facebook group for your business, or for your industry, for your niche from that sense. So that's important. Also, what works really well on the Facebook is a Facebook ads. Facebook ads, if you want to really promote your business and give like in awareness stage, this is really good. Again, don't go for LinkedIn ads. LinkedIn ads are extremely expensive, and actually, I mentioned we have this LinkedIn Smart podcast. If you would listen to one of those episodes is with the top guy from. He is real expert in LinkedIn ads. His name is AJ Wilcox, and he's talking there about that the threshold for using LinkedIn ads is about $5,000 per month. So if you have that budget to spend, then you have a data which will allow you to understand how to actually use LinkedIn ads for your business. But otherwise, like, don't go there. If you want to really utilize certain amount, a certain budget, your marketing budget, definitely go for Facebook ads, because they are much cheaper and much better structured in terms of reach. And again, you can create your lookalike audience and all these different things what are there, even like a geographically and all these things. So this is very good about Facebook. So Facebook is great for the LinkedIn, sorry, for the groups, for the business groups, and for the ads. I would definitely advise doing that. And Twitter, actually, honestly speaking, you can always use Twitter as a supplementary thing, where you, for example, imagine you create bigger post on a LinkedIn, and you can just say, guys, I just created this post about this and this on a LinkedIn, and post that on a Twitter. So you kind of like directing your traffic from LinkedIn, sorry, from Twitter to LinkedIn. Yeah. So that would be my kind of like. Just very briefly, the structure, how I would position these three different mediums, the three different platforms, in order to work for my business on LinkedIn.
Yes. So Basandi, you have to use all the three platforms. With this, we go to the next question. Mr. Manoj, go ahead, sir. Hi,
Vic. Thank you for your presentation. I just come to the question directly. So one of my friend, he lost job about 4 months back, and as a group of friends, we advised him. As a coincidence, in one of in your presentation, one of the slides you advised to connect 5 connections every day. We also advise him, you make 5 to 7 connections every day. So in about 3 months, he made about 250 connections. And then suddenly LinkedIn blocked his account, saying that you cannot make so many connections. So what's your point on that? And even we were surprised. 250 is nothing in 3 months. He was in fact not. So what's your view on that?
Manoj, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because if you really listen to what I was saying today, I wasn't saying start connecting, right? What I was saying first, I was saying build your profile. That's number one, and this is really the sequence you need to take. Build your profile. Second, engage, not connect. Engage. This is really important, because if you start engaging, if you be visible to those people, then it's much easier to connect with them. And if people skip that step of engaging and start jumping on a connection, what will happen is very simple, and I understand what had happened, because many people, probably he connected with them, he tried to connect with them, and they reply back, I don't know this guy. Of course he did, because they don't know him, right? He's trying to connect with somebody.
He was trying to connect only within his circle at this moment.
We cannot control what the other people will reply back. Yeah. If you connect with somebody and this somebody will click on, I don't know this guy. If you get too many of those to the LinkedIn on hold, definitely. That probably what happened.
You get blacklisted.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a LinkedIn jail. That's what we call LinkedIn jail.
Yeah, Manoj, what you can do, you can ask your friend to increase it to or upgrade to premium. Then it will be fine.
No, he was Harikishan, to your fact. He subscribed to premium also, because we advised him, boss, compared to you get a job from somewhere else, pay 100 dinam and become a premium subscriber.
Manoj, please, back to what I was saying before. Please, guys, try to engage before connecting. If you start engaging before you're connecting, people already know you when you send them the connection request, and they will allow you to come to the connect, and you will not get into this trouble. If you just connect with left, right, and center, and you just sending connection requests, one run after another. I don't know what he did exactly, but if you send too many connection requests, that's another, because LinkedIn doesn't like any automation tools, and all the bots, they're doing exactly the same. So perhaps
Manoj, probably your friend, people don't like your friend, so that is
let's take the positive way, first engage and then connect. That is how it should be.
Okay, before we go to the next question, there is one question from Jaspreet Sethi, that how to find hashtags.
How to find hashtags?
Hashtags, yeah.
So hashtags are basically just for all of us. Hashtags are keywords which we can put into our post, which will basically index our post. honestly speaking, there is very few benefits in terms of a hashtags as such. But you can put any hashtag. So for example, I created a hashtag for our brand, which called LinkedIn Smart. So whenever somebody clicks on the LinkedIn Smart, they will see all my content, which we are posting on the LinkedIn. So you can create your own hashtag. It's not something which is you cannot do. And then obviously there are some like a high volume hashtags like marketing, business. I don't know what else. But whenever you go there you start hashtag. You can see when you write in the search bar in LinkedIn, you write that word, like a hashtag and the word, and you will see what count it will give you. So maybe hashtag social media will give you 18 million followers. Hashtag marketing will give you, I don't know, 22. I'm not really exactly sure, but if you do that, so you will see what are the top hashtags. There are no, some people, they do that. I think some guys on like a friends of ours in our group, like a LinkedIn coaches and trainers, we usually, some of them, they do that, they take it month by month, what are the top hashtags. Usually they ask for for some payment because it's a tedious job. They need to always back and forth and seeing, how many people make that particular hashtag.
So we have a hashtag for our chapter, which is called Love for Learning. And that is what we use and we are following this year. With this, we go to the next question. Sir, go ahead with your question.
Vitek, wonderful presentation, many good tips. Thank you. What is the shelf life of a post? Is there a shelf life or is it there eternally? This is my first question. I have
so you have more questions also.
Two questions only.
Shelf life of a post. You mean like for how long the LinkedIn is keeping?
Yeah, because I used to post and 2 years later I found they disappeared. And then I have to repost them. Yeah,
honestly speaking, Skandan, I'm not really sure for how long actually LinkedIn is keeping really the post. I know that you can still search like I think 6 months easily. That should not be any problem. But honestly speaking, I can't.
And in case there is a shelf life, how do you perennially put it so that it has a long shelf life? Yeah, so that was my first question.
So anyway, the shelf life doesn't really matter that much, because what matters the actual engagement on your post when you post it. So honestly speaking, nobody will go back 3 months to see your post, or 4 months, or 5 months. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah. So what you can do, and what we normally recommend and advise to our clients again, is create posts which are like a sort of have a lifetime use or are timeless for so to speak. You can actually create, for example, Google document, and you can keep the text of the post or whatever it is, just keep them there, and you can repost that. For example, so you actually repost, you can create one post and you can use it 4 times in a year.
Right.
That makes more sense than just like thinking about that somebody is going back 6 months, checking my post, which I posted, long time ago. Yeah.
No, when somebody is researching my company in order to select us for a certain task, he probably may like to see what we've said or done and what we've posted before. But I take your point. Yeah, it's good to repost.
Can we repost
my other
after
question,
every 6 months? Can we repost after every 6 months?
Yes.
Repeatedly.
You can. So again, as I mentioned before, sorry that don't assume that when you post, 100% of your connections will see the post. Actually,
exactly.
That's only 1/3. Usually, it's said that only 1/3 of your connection will see your post. So imagine you can actually post it 3 times,
to reach 200%.
100% will see all your posts. So, and then if that post is timeless, of course, if you talking about some current situation or something, that doesn't make sense, right? But if it's a tip, which is, for example, I don't know, how to create video on LinkedIn, for example. Yeah, I'm just saying, which is same today, and it probably will be same in 3 months' time. So I can create the same post and I can just post it today. And in 3 months' time, I can post it again. Because first, not everybody will see my posts. Second, in the 3 months time, I will probably gain some more connection requests, or maybe some more people will follow me and all that. So they will see the post for the first time. Yeah. So I'm moving in a time. Yeah. So never think that the content is dead. Actually, this is very wrong thing. Not really a smart thing to do, that you just post it once and just, because then you need to post a lot of content. No, actually create a content and repurpose the content. Yeah. Purpose it
Brilliant.
about 3 to 4 times.
Brilliant. Different day of the week, different time of the day also worked for me in the past.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Test it. Test it. Yeah.
My next question was really, some people come up with critical comments to your post.
Yeah.
How do you handle such critical types?
Friend of mine, he's fantastic in this. He said, imagine whenever you're on social media, you're a public person, and there is a rule of 3. 1/3 of people, they love you. Another third of people, they hate you. And the last third of people, they don't give a damn. So just keep that in mind, that every single time there is somebody who just doesn't agree with you. I'm pretty sure, even within this webinar, there are a lot of people who are saying, oh, that was a rubbish, like
exactly. I was about to say, in every field of life, this happens.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So it's just like, take it as it is what it is, like you can't really change those people. And there are so many examples. The other day, actually, a friend of mine, he posted something, and he was giving some like inspirational quote, and he was standing in a palm of Jumeirah, and he was saying, and then there was a comment to him, oh, come on, like you just showing off. You've never lived on the palm Jumeirah. You can't afford this. You're this one of those. And then next day, he's living in Palm Jumeirah, by the way. And next day he was walking, on the street towards his car, and he met this guy, and he came to him and he said, oh, you're so and so, and said, yeah, why, do you know me? I said, yeah, I'm so sorry. Yesterday I was a little bit drunk, then I posted this comment. I'm so sorry. He was so apologetic and all that. Like you never know what the person is in situation, and kind of like interesting.
That's true. But then that comment is there for the world to see. And then you have to defend it in some form or fashion. Otherwise, you get labeled with it in front of the world.
It depends how hurtful the comment is. Of course, in some way or another, you can always kind of like defend yourself if you know. But then again, like sometimes it's just easier just to leave it be. Like not. In Czech we say, if somebody how do you call it in English? If somebody puts a shit on a big white sheet, don't try to clean it, because you make it even bigger. You know what I mean?
Great, thank you so much. Really love it.
Thank you.
I will be attending your masterclass for sure.
Mr. Vitek already overshooted the time, but 2 more questions if you are happy to take.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I'm here for you whenever. I don't mind.
I love you talk about LinkedIn, and you love talking about LinkedIn. You can go on and on. That is what I take it. Manu, go ahead with your question, please.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Vitek. It was a nice, very useful session. Thank you for the committee also. My question, I have many clients, and I would like to categorize the clients because I want to communicate with them specific points only. I have to communicate with such groups. So I want to group my connections into maybe 2 or 3 groups. Is it possible to create groups without their permission? I mean, I have to communicate with the clients for a specific group of clients. So is it possible to share my message only with those groups? Is there any facility like that in LinkedIn? For example,
So, Manu, if I understand it correctly, you want to create within your inbox in a messaging inbox, on a LinkedIn, you want to create groups, and you want to talk only just specific group of people, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. You can actually group people in an inbox. I wouldn't recommend it really if you don't have their approval. It's a similar thing to like a WhatsApp groups. Yeah, you can create a WhatsApp group without the other person approval. How do you do about that? Just imagine how would these people feel? If it's something they will give you that permission and approval that yes, we're okay with that, then I would go ahead with that. But but just just be mindful that people are very sensitive and people are not stupid and people are just kind of like they don't like to be sold to, and many times we feel that kind of we are very sensitive about these things, I guess.
I understand, you're right, but that's what my point also, because I don't want to create a group with a specific number of people. But even in WhatsApp we have a facility of broadcast. That means we will create the group, it will reach to everyone whom we want. So
yes,
is there something similar to that? WhatsApp.
If he has saved your number, otherwise you will not reach him also.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, we are connected only with the connected people to have different group, because I don't want to share all the messages to everyone. I want to share certain messages to certain number of people.
Can I ask you what is the nature of the messages you want to share?
Just for example, suppose I have VAT related, tax related subject to share only with the connected people who are interested in tax. Maybe something accounts related, I have to share only with the accountants. Maybe something students, CA students related only with CA students. That's my opinion.
Yeah, Manu, you can try. You can definitely try. You will see how people react to it. Again, I just would be very careful about this, not to come across as a spammy and like a salesy, because when you did like this, people will just kind of like they will disconnect with you, and it just like So, but yes, definitely you can create in inbox. You can create groups.
Understand. I'm not, but I'm not interested in creating a group, but I was looking only for the broadcast style in WhatsApp broadcast style. Anyway, thank you for sharing the message. In broadcast style, we will not create a group with their permission. We will create a group within our profile or within our connection. The message will go to them. Okay. I was looking for some facility in LinkedIn for that one. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Mr. Vinay. Anyway,
more tips will be given during the master class, Manu, if you are interested.
Yes, please do attend. And thanks, Shubham, for posting all the positive messages in the chat. Now it's your turn to ask the question.
Yeah, so I think the quick question in terms of the way we keep hearing about Facebook, and then yesterday on the Twitter also, there have been hackers hijacked the account of Elon Musk and the Bill Gates and stuff. So how much is LinkedIn safe as compared to, because there's a lot of personal data which everyone posts. I keep seeing the resumes of people over there. So is there a risk, and how do people should manage that risk?
Yeah, very, very good question. Yeah, guys, don't assume that LinkedIn, because it's a business platform, there are not scammers there. Definitely there are scammers there as well. And we need to be, and that's even more, when I was talking about not allowing everybody in and always kind of like checking certain things. So there are certain traits when you allowing somebody in before you connecting with them. Please check the profile, see what if it fits. Sometimes on some of our groups which we have, again, like a LinkedIn trainers, we have even like a list of people, the names and the photographs, that those are the fake accounts and all that things. And then we discussing, what are the traits. Now it's getting even more sophisticated. People are creating even the education and everything. They're really filling the whole thing. Before they didn't do that. So now you need to be really a little bit more careful about with whom you connect. And yeah, definitely there are a lot of scammers out there as well. You can always report it to LinkedIn. The other thing is that just LinkedIn is not really very swift in response in that sense. So it's better to act accordingly. If you feel like, if your gut feeling is telling you that this is somehow weird, then perhaps not to connect is a better option, and maybe disconnect from not sharing any personal data and trying to keep away from all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Very insightful. Thank you.
Perfect. We go to the last question of the day. We know we have tired you, but this is the last question which you have to answer. Go ahead, Jujar.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, everyone. And this presentation was absolutely fantastic. I just have a short question for you. Actually, I was observing LinkedIn.
Jujar, before sharing your question, I think you should say that you have won something. LinkedIn something, you won the award, I think.
Yeah, basically that was that was because of we have formed a group, as Mr. Vitek mentioned. that for making the, to beat the algorithms, we made a group, and then, it's a friends group. So we help each other, and then, the views shoot up. So this all came after 1 year of, observing the LinkedIn basically. And I observed it, people post very inspirational posts also. And so, so this emotional bonding, I think that is also very helpful in getting leads and the branding, right? What do you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I think LinkedIn is not just about business. Of course, LinkedIn is about the relationships. Relationships between people, right? So I know that people who know me, who follow me on my LinkedIn, they know that I like golf, for example, because from time to time I post something about this. They know that I like I'm painting some so I have so it's not just about this. It's about imagine, I always say about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like a huge networking event. And imagine you're going to a networking event. You're not just going to start talking about your business and your business and your business. You probably talk about, what you've seen, or what would you, I don't know, what football club you're following, or what kind of cricket club you like, what was happening, last night on a cricket match, or other different things as well. It's not that much as a Facebook like where this is dominant, that kind of information are actually dominant towards the business. So people going to LinkedIn, and that's why we like, as a business owners, we like LinkedIn, because people going there with more business mind, open business mind. But at the end of the day, it's about network, right? Like it's building relationship and giving the other people possibility to understand who you are. And you are not just a business owner. You're business owner with some other other interest, and that interest maybe resonate with you. So imagine I'm connecting with somebody, and actually it happened to me. I wanted to connect with one person, and I realized that he's a golfer. Suddenly I told him, on my when I started engaging with him, I started from this. I didn't start from my business. I didn't talk about my business. I didn't talk about anything about his business. I started talking about golf because I knew that this is his favorite pastime. And so we connected on this level. And suddenly our relationship was completely different. And then, he asked me about my business. I didn't even pitch anything about my business. And we're doing for the last 3 years, we're doing, fantastic business with one another, and we are good friends. But it's all started from our common interest. Yeah. And this is fantastic. That's why LinkedIn is so good, because you can see those things. And if you really take care of that, then you build those relationships which will bring you business.
Perfect.
Great.
With this, but I'm coming to you. I'm in the first man of the chapter. Now over to you for the concluding remarks on the beautiful seminar which we had. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I would really like to thank VTech for your patience, because it was supposed to be 1 hour 15 minutes and we stretched to 1 hour 45 minutes. So
Anish,
really thank you.
Not required to. Reason being, I can see he enjoys talking about LinkedIn, and he can go on and on regarding how to utilize LinkedIn. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So with this, and I really hope and wish that our members will take benefit of this session, and we really want to see them prosper and grow with their very useful and powerful profile. And I'm sure some of them will also would like to attend your workshop, which, as Gautam has said, it's a world-class workshop. So definitely people will attend it.
It's very
because
kind.
Currently it's a lot discounted also, so it's good. So because we accountants also want discounts and in numbers. So at the end, thank you, Gautam, for connecting us. Thank you all the members for attending and always encouraging with your good comments. I can see a lot of good comments coming in. So thank you for that. But please join LinkedIn and follow VTech also. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Next weekend.
Yeah, let us. I think everyone is unmuted or.
Excellent, excellent, excellent session. Wonderful.
Thank you, Anish ji.
Thank you for the nice
Thank you.
explanation.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend, everyone.
Have a nice
Thank you.
weekend. Have a
Guys,
nice
you too.
weekend. Stay safe.
Now, with all probabilities, we will meet on 25th of July.
Yeah, indeed.
25th of July నుంచి we are having personal meeting.
But at the end, I would request all should open their videos. We should see their faces. Otherwise, क्या है कि 2-4 महीने बाद मिलेंगे तो भूल भी जाएंगे कौन कौन है.
Thank you, Anish. Thank you very much.
Good night.